Hello, fellow artists. So this is the way that I do my profiles. It's just a way. There are different ways. I've been told directly by Sekonic that we should be shooting in fairly small JPEGs. Don't convert them in any way. Just crop the image as you'll see later on in this video, and away you go. So up to you, but I just wanted to make sure that you set your camera in this method of doing it to relatively small JPEGs, no RAWs, no conversions, straight JPEGs, shoot away and off you go. All right, onwards with creating a camera profile.
Whatever zoom you have, I don't think it matters actually on the modeling light, but it might do. But I would set that down to the widest angle possible, and then go to into that, and then your modeling light, we're going up on this one to the maximum to illuminate this color checker, and then I've got two more lights on this side, and we'll catch up with that soon. So a couple of pointers on setting up the camera. Make sure that if you can either shoot manually your 3 shots, or I use bracket. And the thing to remember, sometimes if it's taking 4 or 5 shots, make sure you switch to single focus, because it tends to take another shot if it's not sure on the focus. So if you're set on continuous focus, just switch to single focus. Okay, so one of the most important things to do before starting your profile is to set your exposure profile. If you have any other profiles in there, go to the default profile. That's how we're going to start and build our new profile, so make sure you've done that. Another thing you want to do is go into custom setting and make sure your increments are 1 step, okay, and also your display is in 1/10 is on, okay, so make sure you have those settings, okay, and then we're going to go ahead and start taking our readings. So we're going to take the instant and then the reflective reading. Should be able to see that. So we've got f8 and 1/10. That's for the ambient. Okay. Now we're going to switch to reflective and take that reading. And we're going to take the reflective reading of this square here, third in from the right. There we go. All right. So there's the reflective reading. We've got f8 and 0/10. Okay, so when I create my profiles, I like to remember exactly what I was doing. So this was indoors with the Sony A1, the Sony 50mm f.1.2, 3 Godox VS1s with the modeling lights on at 10, no diffusers, and zoomed out at 28mm. And if you remember I've still got this one on there now. This is from the reflective reading. So we were 400 ISO, and we were at 1/30th of a second. The ambient was at f8.0 and 2/10, and the reflective was f8.0 and 0/10. Okay, we've now got all the information we need to go and create our profile. So let's go.
So here are the images we shot earlier, and we're now going to prepare them for import into Sekonic. We really only need this area here, so we're going to crop in and make it as neat as possible. We go in, let's try again, there we go. We can see there's a bit of misalignment there, so let's just correct that. That's about right. Okay, and that should be good. And then we simply sync these images so that they're all the same. Uncheck everything and then just check crop. And then these two pop up as well. And then we're good to go. And then what you need to do is export those. Now I've already exported these earlier, so I'm sure you know how to export. Make sure they're not changed in any way, and that it's still the small JPEGs that we shot. Hey guys, so right, we are going to now create our profile. We've done the photos, we've got our readings here, and I've opened the Sekonic data transfer software. This is a profile I created before for daylight, which I shot outside in precisely the same manner as I've shot the indoor light, which I use for flash instead. And I'm going to show you how I create a new one, edit it, and then we're going to bring it across to the light meter. But first of all, on the light meter, I'm going to show you that if we go to set exposure profile, you can see we only have the default profile and nothing else there, which is what we made the measurements with. Okay, so on the Sekonic software, we're going to create a new profile, and we're going to go to quick mode, and we're going to use the X-Rite color checker. Go next. I've just realized okay, so there we go. Bring this over a bit and then we can see the measurements we've got. Okay, so if we look at the measurements we took, then we shot 400 ISO. We shot at a 30th of a second. Oops, 30th of a second. Aperture f8 on the incident reading and 2/10. And then on the reflective, it was 30. Shutter speed and f8 dead. Okay, and now we're going to go next. Now it's choose the correct photos. I think these are my daylight photos. So we go to camera profiles, and they're in here. These are the ones I shot. And I'm going to open, and the ones we cropped earlier. And I'm going to select all three. And we're going to go next. And then we're going to drag that you just click on one, and then we're going to drag the markers to each corner. And then we're going to check each box to do the same markers on each photo. We're going to click next. Now it's creating a profile, and bingo, there it is. Okay, but we're going to do a little bit of work on this afterwards. I'm going to save this first, and I'm going to call it Sony A1 interior. And this one I'll be using for flash generally, but you could use it for exterior as well. So we've got daylight and interior. Now that I've created that, I'm going to edit the profile, change exposure range, choose the profile, and it's ambient. The ISO was 400, and there it is. And I'm going to drag these out to extend the dynamic range. I used to be very sort of anal about it and do precise numbers, but I'm fairly comfortable just eyeballing now. But you can do exact numbers if you want. There's plenty of videos out there that show you how to do that. And that gives me my broadest dynamic range for the profile. And now if I click back, it's going to say save. I'm going to overwrite the one I made. And there we are. We've now got two profiles. Now we're going to plug the Sekonic in. And you can see it's reading it now. And I'm going to use the daylight in number 2. So I'm going to bring that over. And the interior in number 3. And bring that over. Okay. Transfer to light meter. Overwrite data in light meter, say OK. That's now been done, and there they are. Okay, so that's that part taken care of. And now we can go back to the meter and see our new profiles installed. So if we first shut down, unplug, I'm going to switch back on. And if we go to set exposure profile, you can see we've got the two there, and I'm going to choose daylight. And there we are, we're all set to shoot with that profile, or we can change to interior. Okay. And then we'll do a bit of taking measurements, and you can see the difference between the default. Actually, you should see it there. So let's do a meter reading if we can. We're on we want to go spot. And I'm just going to take a meter read now. And that's with the profile in the interior. If we switch to default, you can see that it's changed. So that's the default. Then we go back to the interior, and that's our Sony. There's quite a difference in readings. So this reflects my Sony A1's profile, whereas this is your default profile at f11. That's quite a jump. That's quite an important measurement to make. Okay, I hope that has entertained you and you've learned something new today. Enjoy. And go take some photos.